Next, Final Fantasy 15. Oh man, what were your thoughts on it? I'm just kidding. I don't really care. My thoughts on Final Fantasy 15 is, man, what a gorgeous looking game. That was I think Square really knows how to make a open world game. It felt like it was alive. I really did. I think I spent more time just messing around outside of the story quest. Um, I I feel the story quest probably took me maybe 8 hours to beat all of them, and I spent another 60 in the open world, uh, doing the quests, doing the hunts, and just exploring. That world was really alive. I liked where the enemies would spawn, and it felt like they were always in herds. It wasn't, it's not like some of them games where, oh, here's an enemy spawns and it's just one. It really felt like it was a live, breathing world.
You felt that way, huh?
Hmm.
Well, I guess I should care about your feelings, so I will agree that that is good. I would feel overall it was a great game. I
Hmm.
think that I think that if you look back at the other Final Fantasy games, most of them were about the side quests, right? It's not about the main story. For example, I mean, the story was always important, and the story is what kept you going. However, it was always the side stuff, the secrets. What could you find? What characters could you uncover? What summons could you get? Uh, what spells could you get? Weapons, legendaries, all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
That's always what made Final Fantasy, the secrets. Um, if I talk to this NPC 5 times, what do I get? Um, However, the in this one, the major downside is that the main story sucks. It is way too short. I mean,
Hmm.
if you just follow the main quest from beginning to end, I bet you beat the game in like a few hours. It's it's really terrible. I mean, everything happens so fast in the main
Yeah.
storyline, and at the very end, it's so linear. It doesn't really. I mean, I don't know. They
They
give you
take the
like the
open
option.
world away. It's just like, oh, and
Yeah,
there you go.
they give you the option to go back in time to re-explore the open world. But why? It's just like just make like the man. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but yeah, there's a point in the game where the open world is just like insane, and you don't get to explore it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you come back from a certain point and you look at the open world and you're like, oh my god, this is going to be crazy. I can't wait to fight my way through this. And then all of a sudden you don't, and the story is very linear, and you don't get to enjoy what seems to be the greatest part of the open world. And then, uh, aside from that, I mean, there's like the fact that the gender thing. I mean, there's no females that join the group. I mean, it's just a bunch of guys on a road trip.
It's a boys'
There's the one
club.
female that joins for a little bit, but I felt that in the past, a lot of Final Fantasies really capitalized on the female, or um, I, I don't want to say Barrett's a good black character. He's very stereotypical, but I mean, Tifa, for example.
Hmm.
I mean, goddamn, that girl could kick ass. I mean, especially you watch the CGI Final Fantasy VII movie.
Yeah.
I mean, she totally nails that guy to the floor. It is fucking awesome, freaking awesome. You're gonna bleep that, right? Because we edit this for PG-13.
No, I don't have to edit.
But they give you like one female character that follows you for a little bit, and she doesn't do much. She kind of heals. It's like where where's the Tifa? Like,
Yeah.
where is the girl that's gonna kick some ass? Like, I don't think it's absolutely necessary, but it would be nice to have like some variety. I mean, but those are my complaints. Okay, so if you listen to me for another minute, uh, I did absolutely love the game. Okay, aside
Mm.
from my minor complaints, I love the fact that all the guys on a road trip seem like all great friends. I mean, you got all the little quips and side remarks and the way they talk to each other. I mean, it's just like I imagine going on a road trip with you next week uh, when I get to see you
Yeah.
to the bar. It'll be our Final Fantasy going to the bar and summoning beer or old fashions. You don't like old fashions, but
Yeah, we'll summon you one. I'll
the,
have it. I'll have
which
it Zima.
which I think is the only other downside of the game is that the summons are awesome, but you can't really use them at will.
Well, you have to meet a certain requirement to use it, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, you have to be low health at a certain area or whatever the
Right.
case. I
You're
mean,
by a
it's
body of water. You can have Leviathan come
yeah,
out. You know, what I thought, the chapter where your car breaks down and you have to walk through the wilderness, I thought, oh my gosh, this game is absolutely amazing. It gives you this whole open world that you can't drive anymore. You have to use the campsites and strategically go places, because at nighttime it's a completely different game, especially when you're low level. But like you said, they just take it all away, and then just like, oh, okay, here's a few paths. Like that, those one missions where you were, I forget, you were just in like just corridors, just corridor after corridor after corridor, with those stupid monsters, and it was just like, is this over yet? And that's
yeah. They do make it open world, but they don't give you much incentive to explore. There's so many
mm,
side quests. And the side quests give you, go from point A to point B and then come back. I mean, it's difficult to, I think, just put aside all the other quests in your mind
yeah.
and just explore the world.
Well, I think they added the tombs in there to get all those special weapons. I think that was, a good distraction for me. You go through an awesome cave or what have you, and you go through it, and it's kind of open world. It's more linear in those areas, but it's a dungeon. So you go through the
Yeah.
dungeon, you fight the boss, you get a new weapon. I think that's enough of a distraction for me on the quest. But yeah, you're right. Some of those fetch quests, they just kind of get old. How many times am I going to catch these stupid frogs? Right. I don't know if you did
Yeah, and
those.
and like the first time you come across a weird quest, like I was driving in the car or walking or something and somebody was like, "Hey, help me." And then there's a car broke down by the side of the road and the guy needs a repair kit for his car. It's like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." Just a random quest popped up, a guy by the side of the road. The 10th time that happens, it's kind of annoying because then
Yeah.
it fills in your quest thing and you're like, "God damn it, I'm trying to empty this."
Right, and those are just filler side quests that are just pointless. Yeah, I definitely agree. You know, all in all, the fighting is great. Although it's relatively easy, you can button mash your way through most of the fights.
Yeah, I think the only problem I have with the fighting itself is the camera angles. Sometimes you can't see what's going on with all the explosions and where the camera is, especially if you're in one of those corridors you were mentioning. Um,
Now, did
but
you do turn-based fighting or?
no, I'm not a sissy.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't either. I know someone who did. But yeah, I just did the live action fighting, but I mean, it became mind numb after a while. I mean, you get an extra AP. I got the skill where if you do like a slash at them, you get an extra AP. So I'm just finishing them off with that strike slash strike or whatever it is, and I get an AP so I can level up something else. So
Oh yeah, it's great if you watch the videos online that tell you how to get a bunch of AP, where they just drive the car around forever in circles.
well, yeah, that's
That's a
well, that's
fantastic
pointless.
way to
Yeah.
engage you in the game is just endlessly drive the car around just to be able to help your characters out.
Right. That's where game designers kind of fail. They put in this thing where they will reward you for going in the car, driving the car long distances, but people will just abuse it and just do donuts until you get, just which is pointless. Why? I don't get that. But the AP for finishing an enemy with a strike just made the fighting a little more intriguing to me. I'm like, well, now when they get low, I'm gonna do that strike to finish them off, and I'll get an extra AP. So it kind of added another layer to the fighting for me.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, you had to kind of be cognizant. They kind of lead you in the direction. Hey, if you finish the enemy off this way, you might get this reward. So, they kind of lead you that way without tutorial specifically.
Hmm.
But then you can kind of keep finishing enemies off that way and keep getting the AP. The experience system is the same way. You can build up your experience and then stay at a hotel and multiply it. So you have to decide, well, I'm kind of low level now, but if I keep going, I can, double my experience later. Um,
Or stay at a campsite and be able to eat something to buff your characters the next day. So there's a lot of strategy there, which is very welcome to the genre, I think. Not to say that all of that's brand new stuff, but it's nice to see that in the Final Fantasy series. While this isn't my favorite Final Fantasy, it's actually up there for me. Just by the first time you're actually in an open world, um, just right off the bat in a Final Fantasy game, I thought was really neat.
yeah, it was overall really great game. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I didn't enjoy playing it. I still play it. I still doing side quests even after I beat the main mission.
Hmm.
Um, it's very engaging. It's very fun. It's very fulfilling. I still love the characters. I do wish there was a little more variety. I do wish there was a little less grinding. The hunting quest, for example.
Got
Um,
ridiculous.
yeah, and now it takes you like so many stars to level up, but it's not like you can just go to the same outpost, get a hunting quest, and then do it, and then go to back to the same outpost. You have to like travel around all these different outposts and wait for the loading screens and hope they have new quests.
Then you realize
It's
you don't have enough stars for that one, so you got to find the one that does. And oh yeah, no, yeah. There's some tedious parts, but those are all optional, and they do give you quite a few of them. So
yeah, it makes me really excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, is that what this is? Like a prequel to Kingdom Hearts?
no,
The guy's got like the warping ability, and the last boss is kind of like uh, Xenoheart or whatever his name was,
I've only played the first Kingdom Hearts.
and then your character, uh, Noctis, he's got all the Keyblades. That's what they call them, right? In this game, they're Keyblades.
No, 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 not at all.
No, okay, my bad.
That's funny though. Kingdom Hearts coming out 2018.
Maybe.
No, who knows? So was that a plug for Kingdom Hearts?
No, I was just saying there's a lot of similarities.
There is. Well, same company. Well,
They
minus
can't
the
steal from themselves, right? I mean,
no, yeah, and no Disney characters, I guess, huh? Man, this game would be amazing with Disney characters. So,
I think that's how they figured out Kingdom Hearts. They're just like, you know what? Final Fantasy would be great with Disney characters.
and they were right.